So carbs, are they good or are they bad? Carbs have been villainized for years without comprehension or even the consideration for the benefits that comes directly from this source of deliciousness. Carbs aren't good or bad. They're simply complex or simple. The key is in understanding what types of carbs there are, which types of carbs serve your goals, and how much your body needs. So today I'm busting the 5 common myths about carbs so that you have a full understanding about this important macronutrient. Myth number 1, carbs make you gain weight. The truth is, eating too many calories from any source, carbs, fats, or protein, can lead to weight gain. So carbs themselves don't make you fat. In fact, many carbohydrate-rich foods like fruits, beans, oats, and sweet potatoes are packed with nutrients and fiber that can actually support your weight goals. So it's not the carb, it's the calorie surplus. And that you always need to be mindful of no matter what you're eating. Myth number 2, you need to cut carbs to lose weight. Need is a strong emphasis. You can absolutely lose weight while eating carbs. Many people lose weight on low carb diets because they naturally eat fewer calories and often lose water weight initially, not because carbs are inherently fattening. Remember, the main way to lose weight is to stay in a caloric deficit. You don't need to remove all carbs to lose fat. You need a sustainable calorie deficit diet. Myth number 3 is that carbs are all the same. Remember what I told you at the beginning of this video. There are 2 major categories for carbs. There's simple carbohydrates and then there's complex. Simple carbs like chips, candy, cookies, soda, white starches like your bread, rice, and pasta digest quickly, provide quick energy as well as crashes, and it's found in juice, candy, sodas, pastries, and all the things that I just mentioned. But complex carbs, like your whole grain starches, beans, legumes, nuts, fruits, veggies, and oats, digest more slowly, making you feel fuller longer so your appetite remains smaller, making it a little bit simpler to stay in that caloric deficit. They're rich in fiber and nutrients, and they provide sustained energy. So here's the trick to remember: an apple and a donut. They both contain carbs, but they don't affect your body the same way. Myth number 4 is that carbs are unhealthy. Well, I just explained a lot about the 2 types of carbs and how they benefit your body or lack thereof. And the truth is, your brain and muscles actually prefer carbohydrates as their primary fuel source. Carbs help to fuel your workouts, they support recovery, they help maintain your performance in the gym or in your workouts, and they spare your protein so that it can be used for muscle growth and recovery instead of energy. So here's myth number 5, finally. Eating carbs at night makes you gain weight. Just to be clear, the whole thing about eating at nighttime is that you're going to digest your food a lot slower. So remember, food is fuel, and we want to use that fuel as much as possible throughout the duration of your day. We want to have fewer calories in the nighttime for the body to burn and store energy, because during sleep is when we burn the least amount of calories, period. As far as carbs go, your body doesn't suddenly store carbs as fat because the clock strikes at 8 p.m., right? Weight gain comes from consistently eating more calories than you burn, not from eating rice at dinner. So now that we got those myths out the way, let's talk about what happens when you remove carbs from your diet. Because it's quite obvious that there are low carb to no carb diets that definitely gives effective results in losing weight, especially rather quickly. Here's what happens. So when you drastically reduce carbs, your glycogen or your energy stores become depleted. And because glycogen holds water, you lose a lot of water weight very quickly. Then your body starts producing ketones, hence the keto diets, which ketones come from fat. You enter ketosis, which is a metabolic state that powers the keto diet. This is why people often report losing 10 pounds in 2 weeks. A good portion of that initial loss is water, not necessarily body fat. But don't get me wrong, there are pros to keto and low carb diets. I mean, they can help reduce your appetite. They may improve blood sugar control for some individuals. They can be very effective for weight loss if someone maintains a calorie deficit, and some people experience improved mental clarity and stable energy throughout the day. However, the cons of keto and very low carb diets is that you'll initially feel fatigued, maybe even experience some headaches and irritability, and that's called the keto flu. Lesser carbs can also reduce exercise performance, especially during high intense interval training. It may even make it harder to consume enough fiber, which is important for your digestive system. They're often restrictive and difficult to maintain long term, which some people just gain the weight right back once they reintroduce carbs. And some people experience low energy, poor recovery. Also, social situations and eating out can become more challenging. So, in my opinion, the people who can benefit the most from low carb eating are people with insulin resistance, type 2 diabetes, especially under medical guidance, and people who simply prefer eating that way. Those who usually need more carbs are athletes, people doing high intensity exercise or activities, runners, strength trainers, and highly active individuals. But those who need carbs generally is everyone, specifically complex carbs. Complex carbs benefit and serve all of your fitness goals. It also makes your digestive system very happy because fiber is what helps you use the bathroom effectively, what helps you digest all of your foods accordingly so that you can have the next meal and fuel up again. It also reduces things like fat, bloating, and all of the things that adds weight to the scale. So all in all, carbs are necessary. Carbs is where our energy comes from, and we want our bodies to utilize carbs before protein as much as possible because our muscles are made of protein. This is why it's really important to prioritize protein as the main macronutrient in your diet. And then you can add in a handful of your carbs, specifically your complex carbs, maybe even a little bit of those simple carbs here and there, because let's be honest, it gives us such immense gratification. Like, I love having salads, and usually I'll double up on my chicken breast and my salads to make sure that I'm having meat. So I make sure that I'm having close to 40 to 50 grams of protein. Most of the salad is going to be very light because it's vegetables, which contains and carries a lot of water. And then finally, every now and again, I like to add croutons or tortilla strips to my salads, and those are going to be considered simple carbs. Now, is that going to kill my overall gains on my fitness journey in that meal? No, especially because it's not excessive. It's a handful of toppings that goes onto my salad. Most of my salad is still going to be protein and veggie rich foods. And this is what's important, is that we're making sure that we find balance in our diet, that we're not completely restricting ourselves from things that we love. I promise that if you let go of these concepts, these myths about carbs, or even being restricted from things that you love, you'll naturally find that simple carbs you crave a lot less, because that is one of, unfortunately, the cons about simple carbs is that it makes us want more, right? This is why a handful of chips doesn't do. This is why the Pringles slogan is that you just can't have one. The ingredients inside of these particular products, it actually encourages that you eat more of it, even though it is not nutrient dense. But if you want a bag of chips here and there, have it. As I always recommend, anything that doesn't serve your fitness journey or the fitness level that you want to be at, don't keep it in your house. Enjoy occasionally, meaning you're outside, you're out and about, you're at the deli, so you get a small bag of chips or a small bag of cookies if that's what you actually want, not the carton for you to take home, nor to finish in one sitting either. Something small. I found that some of my favorite snacks I actually don't enjoy anymore because they were simple carbs that weren't doing my body as good as complex carbs. And even when I do enjoy it, it's only but a few, so I don't have to worry about losing all of my gains, because it's about what you do mostly versus what you do some of the time. And I hope I clarified the concepts of carbs for you, because carbs are good. You need carbs. It's just about which kind of carbs you are consuming mostly and how they benefit your goals in your fitness journey. And here's one last reminder. I talk more about macronutrients, diet, and what is going to support your happy weight for a happy lifestyle in my ebook, Happy Weight. Forget the scale, target body fat, eat mindfully, and live at your happy weight. If you're interested, all you have to do is click the first link down in the description below. That'll take you to purchase my ebook. And with that, my friends, I'll see you in the next one. Peace, face.